Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is Ronald Richards still coming for Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi's neck, he exposed it and told it all. So he posted the document of how Erika Jayne Girardi and her fraudulent husband, Tom Girardi, blew $25 million of victims' money and how there are still big questions out there. Where is the money? Because just because we have this list, there's more questions. There's some missing money. And should the people that got the money, should they have to pay it back? That's a big question. But before we dive, and there's also more questions that I had because I saw some of this stuff on here, but we'll get into it. Let me do my spiel and then we'll get into it, okay? As always, be sure to like this video, share my channel with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community, and check out our description box down below. Okay, you guys, so with that, let's dive in. So this is according to a reality blurb. We're going to go through the article, and then there's a lot of questions because this is so shady as hell, and then we'll get into it, okay? So let's go. Here's how Erika Jayne spent the $25 million her LLC received from Tom Girardi's law firm. See the breakdown as Trustee's lawsuit continues against the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star. All right. So Erika Jayne was hit with a $25 million lawsuit last summer from the trustee presiding over the bankruptcy case against her estranged husband, Thomas Girardi, and his now defunct law firm, Girardi Keese. And days ago, attorney Ronald Richards revealed details about the $25,592,261.26 the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stars company EJ Global received from Girardi Keese. As we know, all of that money is victims' money, okay? It's fraudulent money, it's stolen money. As Erika continues to fight back against the lawsuit, claiming she shouldn't have to pay back, quote, the fraudulent transfers, Ronald has shared a 6-page document titled Summary of Net Payments Charged to EJ Global Receivable Account with his followers, which covers the time span between 2008 and 2020, okay? And don't worry, you guys, I got them. I got the receipts. So we're going to go through it a bit, okay? We're going to go through it. Now, here we go. Quote, we have attached the list and breakdown. This is what attorney Ronald Richards said in the caption of his Instagram. This is from his Instagram account. And then he posted all of the receipts from where they spent that $25 million. And we can go through some of them because I got questions. I got some questions, okay? But let's go through it. So if you can't read it, don't worry. I'm going to read it for you. So he said, we have attached the list and breakdown of the $25 million that was spent on Erika, her career, and her lifestyle, Ronald announced on December 23rd. The trustee has also deposed her. We will post the lawsuits when they are done being processed. As an adjunct to yesterday's filings, numerous new lawsuits are being filed against some of Erika Girardi's vendors. So basically what this means is they are also going to file lawsuits against some of these companies, vendors, people who received the fraudulent funds allegedly for doing services for Erika Jayne. So not only are they saying Erika Jayne needed to pay this back, but the people she paid, they're saying y'all need to pay this back too. Okay, so let's keep going. We deposed her on them, and now the trustee is going to try and get the money returned. They will hopefully cooperate and provide additional information regarding these expenses. All right, now this is important, okay? Because this is very, very similar to what they did with Tom Girardi's mistress, who was the judge, right? When they were like, oh, he bought you plastic surgery. He bought you all of these gifts. He gave you $300,000 to spend on a summer house. Now that we know that was victim's money, you need to return that. And not out of the goodness of her heart, but because she doesn't want to probably be shamed and she has a good PR person, she ended up returning the stuff that she could return. So that's what they're basically saying to the vendors. Now that you know the money was stolen, we need you to give it back. In the detailed list of expenses, it is confirmed that Girardi Keese made a number of payments to different production companies, photographers, talent agencies, travel services, hair studios, the franchise tax board, which was paid $3,256.96, and even the Hollywood Reporter, which received a $13,360 payment. Now, why are they paying the Hollywood Reporter almost $14,000? As we know, the Hollywood Reporter, it's a magazine. It's a publication. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. The largest of all of the payments went to American Express in the amount of $14,059,012.84. That was followed by a $1,532,774.88 to McDonald Selznick Associates, a talent agency. Why are they giving $1.5 million to a talent agency? That also doesn't make sense. And $1.26 million to Paradigm Management Services, a healthcare company. Why are they giving a healthcare company $1.26 million? This is suspect. Now, even more suspect, there was also a $1.4 million payment made to what is listed as, quote, unknown. Unknown. So $1.4 million is just unaccounted for. Meanwhile, the lowest amounts, $80 and $66, went to the Secretary of State and Los Angeles Office of Finance, respectively. In August of last year, after a less detailed breakdown of her expenses was shared publicly, Erika's attorney offered a statement to Page Six. Erika never had and does not have personal liabilities for any debts or obligations of EJ Global LLC, period. Shut up, lawyer. They said, slamming the trustee's malicious claims as a, quote, reckless publicity grab. Erika and her castmates are expected to go into production on the upcoming 13th season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in early 2023. Now, listen. This is super suspect. Here are some more of what he said. And you guys can go to Ronald Richards because it's tiny and it's small. I know we can't all read it. I can't even read it. It's so tiny. But you can go to Ronald Richards' Instagram. But this is just to give you just sort of, what do you call it? Like an idea of how the $25 million were spent. But I want to put on our candy cane critical thinking hats because I have some mother effing questions because this doesn't make sense. Rock with me on this. This doesn't make any damn sense. On what Spence report, on what spreadsheet of charges is everything rounded to a whole number? Like the majority of numbers on here, let's do this one because you can see it better. It's very, to me, made up. To Jeff, whatever his name is, $525. To Robert Dowling, $525. To Victor Major, $525. To Ernest Walton, $500. To Jarman Inc., $500. To Catherine, $500. To me, it sounds like a couple of things. One, it sounds like made up people, made up names that they're just giving random numbers to account for the money. Because I think that they were using EJ Global to launder the victim's money, right? That was the way that they were going to clean the money and launder the money. Oh, we spent all this money on Erika's company, saying they spent it on hair and photographers, this and that and the third, when really they were just pocketing the money and it was a way for them to launder the money, right? Because don't forget, there's that $1.4 million to unknown. And these and these names don't make any sense. There's even one called Kimmy K, Sasha Collision. Who are these people? You know, and I think a lot of it, and it's like very much whole numbers, 1800, 1950, 2000, 2000. They seem like made up names, and they also seem like made up numbers. Because if you're actually accounting for what you're spending, it doesn't work that way. It's usually like, oh, $13,859.26. You know, this invoice was for $27,012, you know, and 8 cents. How come all of these are rounded to whole numbers and they're just random names? Like Kimmy K, is that Kim Kardashian? Now, I listen to a lot of, if you guys listen to the podcast American Greed, it's all about white collar fraud. And I forgot who it was, but somebody was running a very similar scam. I think it was like either like a healthcare like scam or something like that. But basically what they were doing was they would make up names as like clients. They would make up these names and then they would bill, I forgot, they would bill either like Medicaid or they would bill someplace pretending like these were actual clients, but they were just made up names that they used. And this is what this seems like to me. Sure, I think some of these people are real. Yes, the Hollywood Reporter is real. You know, yes, the franchise tax board is real and some of the production company is real. But I just don't think that all of these people and names are real companies. They're either fake names or front names as a way for them to launder the money because it's too clean. 525, 525, 525, 500, 500, 500, 450, 400, you know, 340, 300, 300, 250. It seems made up to me. It seems like somebody, and then on the other side, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 25, 25. It seems made up. It doesn't seem like actual accounting for money. Do you see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. Like if I went to my accountant and said, here's all my stuff and everything was whole numbers, they would be like, what is this? Elementary school? You're just rounding up? It doesn't make any sense. So that's another red flag. So another big one is they've paid a lot of money to these, quote, talent agencies to block talent. They paid some money. Let's see some other ones that they spent money on. It was Block Talent. It was Clear Talent. There was another one that was mentioned in the article. There's Grid Agency. This is what I don't understand. It's one thing to pay for a photo shoot, for hair and makeup, for clothes, all of that theoretically is legitimate, right? I'm not saying it's not legitimate if you're using victims' money. I'm talking about in general, right? If you're actually using real money, that's legitimate. I mean, clean money, right? That's legitimate to spend money on that, building your portfolio, this, that, and the third, right? But I don't know if you guys know about the entertainment industry, but the client, like the talent, should never directly pay the talent agency. That's a scam. The way it actually works is your agent will get you a job, and then whoever that job is, like for example, say Garcelle books a movie with Paramount and she's getting paid a bunch of money. Paramount is going to give a percentage of what they're paying her, or it's called an agent fee or a manager fee. It's usually anywhere between 10 and 20%. And then they should pay directly to the talent agency. Or the talent agency has the power to cash the check and they get their cut. Essentially, actors or dancers or models or performers should be paying commission to the talent agency, not a direct payment. And especially not this millions of dollars and thousands of dollars. That to me is highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. So if I were some of these vendors, I would start cooperating real quick with the FBI and the feds. I would start cooperating real quick. I would either be like, no, this payment was never made to us. They used our name and this is a fake account and we didn't give her any services. We don't know what we're paying her. Because if they are doing something shady, it's all about to come out. Because it's really shady that they're saying that she's spending thousands and millions of dollars and giving it to talent agencies. That's not how it works. Agents and managers get commission. They don't get direct checks from the client unless they're doing something shady. Unless they're doing something really, really shady. So if I was these talent agencies, if I was the Hollywood Reporter, and also why is he paying thousands of dollars to the Hollywood Reporter? Is he keeping a story from coming out? Is it hush money? Or is it pay to play? Put me on the cover of the Hollywood Reporter, or, give me a spread in the Hollywood Reporter, give me a centerfold, or give it to Erika, give it to me to make us look good. Because that was another thing Tom Girardi did. He bought a lot of his press and awards. So he bought his way onto covers of lawyer magazines and entrepreneurs magazine and businessmen magazines. So, and that was another way he was able to continue his scheme and fraud, because people looked at him as being powerful and influential and somebody you didn't want to mess with. Who's going to question the guy who's on the cover of Man of the Year, Lawyer of the Year? Who's going to question the guy that has all of these awards and everything? So he would pay for press to be on cover shoots. And a lot of famous people do this. Look at the Kardashians. They run the media. They run it. And a lot of celebrities do this. They have really strong publicists who will pay for them to be on magazine covers, to be on podcasts, to be on TV shows, to be on whatever it is. And then that's how they build their celebrity. And when you have that celebrity, you have power and you have influence. So if I was any person or vendor on this list, and the list goes, like Kathy said, the list goes on. And you can go to Ronald Richards' Instagram. He has it all out, because I know it might be small to read. But it just screams fake to me. It just screams fake. I think there's some legitimate payments. Again, they're not legitimate because they were paid with victims' money. But by legitimate, I mean, sure, maybe she did pay for a photo shoot. Maybe she did pay to sing at a place. Maybe she did pay for that. But $25 million was allegedly spent on her career, and the best Erika Jayne could do was pat the puss. I'm calling foul here. Where did the money actually go? Because it didn't go on her career. Sure, maybe $1 million here, $1 million there did. But where did the rest of the money go? Robbing Peter to pay Paul, because it was nothing but a big Ponzi scheme. Nothing but a big Ponzi scheme. And a lot of people use business. It's no different than going to a part of town where maybe it's a little questionable and they have a shop, right? And the shop is the front. But when you go in the back of the shop, that's where they're doing the dirty deals and the money laundering and all of that stuff. That's basically what EJ Global was. It was a front. It was a way for them to launder money. Allegedly, in my opinion, hypothetically, I don't want her cuckoo nasty lawyer coming after me, okay? Nobody's lawyer come after me. I'm not EJ Global, okay? Relax, lawyers. But that's basically what they're setting this up to be, which is why the trustee is also going after the vendors. Because they want to, I think they want to confirm, so we have it on here that, Erika Jayne paid Jason Walrow $950. She paid Michael DeBarris $1,000. I think they want to know, did you receive this money? And what exactly did you receive it for? I think they're going to want to make sure that every single payment can be verified, that these people actually exist. Like Heather Haynes sounds made up to me. Robert Hoffman sounds made up to me. Why is she paying multiple agencies? Starworks Artists LLC got $1,200. Candace Craig sounds made up to me. Aaron Hernandez, Jamie Ruiz, Honey Gun Labs, Michael Carr, One Stop Digital, Picnic. She spent $1,500 on Picnic. What the hell is Picnic? They're going to have to go through and confirm who these people are and what was the service rendered. And even if they actually did a service, they're going to say, well, you need to give that money back. Because they ain't playing right now. They're not playing. And I would be very worried and I would be very concerned if I was Erika Jayne, because they're not playing. They're not playing. They're really not. But this opens up a lot of questions. And it's also going to open up a lot of investigation into these vendors. You know, why is she paying the Hollywood Reporter? Why is she paying these talent agencies? What is she paying them for? What was their role in any type of cover up? It's a big question. It's a really big question, you know? And maybe some of it is harmless. Maybe, you know, the $13,000, the almost $14,000 to the Hollywood Reporter. Maybe that was just for, I don't know, an ad. He placed an ad in the Hollywood Reporter. Maybe, who knows? Maybe that's it. It could be innocent, but given everything, they are going to need to go down through everything and really, really figure it out. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But I want to know what you guys think, and stick around my candy canes because I definitely want to take your candy cane questions in the comments. But for everybody watching on the replay, be sure to comment down below. Are you like me and you think just when you thought you couldn't get any lower, we realize we're only at the tip of the iceberg? Because they're going to have to investigate all of these trustees and all of these, in my opinion, made up numbers. I don't know anybody who has expense sheets that are just 1,500, 2,000, 400, 400, 500, 3,000. I don't know anybody. It sounds made up to me. It sounds like they had someone go in and just make up numbers and names. So it just might be the tip of the iceberg, but put it down there, you guys. Let me know. Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community, and check out our description box down below. So with that, let's take some of our candy cane questions and comments. All right. Hey, Gossip News says, yes, I know. Hey, Deb says, hey, all. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Artist Fleetwood. Good evening, Candy. Good